Okay, today we're going to talk about using your iPad for your listing presentation. I am Maureen Legas. I'm a KW approved trainer. It should be KWU approved trainer. EDGE ambassador, Market Center Tech, and former engineer tech trainer. That's why I got into this craziness to begin with. That just gives a little information about me and why I'm qualified to talk about tech stuff. What we're going to do today, so for today we are going to learn what tools you need to use your iPad for your listing presentation. Now this is the way that I do it because it's free. There are other ways that you can do this that cost money, but I like the free approach, and so that's what I'm going to show you how I do my listing presentations with the iPad, and this is the free way. I'm going to talk about what listing materials we need in order to put together your presentation, how to get that presentation on the iPad, and then how to give a copy to the seller. Since we're paperless, we're using the iPad, how do we get that to the seller? So all of this is free. Okay, so the tools. Well, it's not all free because you're going to need an iPad, and the tools start off with an iPad. So any iPad, or I believe any tablet. I don't have a familiarity with the other types of tablets, but I use an iPad. You're going to be using your EDGE My Marketing piece. You can find some of the documents on my KW. You might have some yourself in your arsenal from what you've been using for your presentations. Dotloop, we're going to use Dotloop to put this all together. We're going to drop it in Dropbox. Dropbox is free. I'm going to give you a link. When you have Dropbox and you give someone a link to that, then you get a little extra space on Dropbox. So I'll give everybody my link, and then if you bring people in, give them your link, and you'll get extra space. PDF printer, that is also free. So you have to have a printer in order to convert some of the stuff to PDF. Okay, so first, My Marketing. So when you sign into my KW, the My Marketing piece, your control panel, I don't know how to turn those bells off. Let me see if I can figure out how to get those bells to turn off. It would be under, I don't know. I'll do it for next time. I'll get the bells off. I don't want to waste time. Okay, so when you sign into my KW, at the top there'll be My Marketing. There's a little plus sign next to the My Marketing, and that will open up a whole list of menu options. You would go to Create Marketing Materials. And by the way, I'm just going to do a little bit of an overview now. Then I'll go to the actual live version and show you how it is that I'm getting this. I'll go through these steps with the live version. Okay, let me see here. Hold on a second. All right, so you want this presentation. Okay, you want to know if this presentation, I can give it to you to download to the Mac. I don't have it in Dropbox yet. I'll try to do that. But I'll for sure have it by the end of the session. I'll get it to you, but I did not put that in Dropbox yet, so it's just on my computer at this point. So I will get the copy of the presentation. I usually put it on the intranet along with the link to the webinar. Okay, so you go to Create Marketing Materials. Under Marketing Materials, Listing and Buyer Presentations, I click on the listing presentation for EDGE, and then it shows you the presentation itself, and then you can modify that. Okay, when you are in your listing presentation, you would create or edit that, and then there's certain things that you would edit. Here's the client name, your pictures you can edit, the contact information, all of that is editable. And then you would save that. Once you finish, you're going to save that. You're going to save it and exit the editor, and you're going to save it as a PDF, because what we want to do is the documents that we're using for our iPad presentation are all PDF files. So you would save that, and then when you come back to it, it would be under my saved pieces. So you come back to it once it's all done, and then you click the document, and then you want to click desktop print. And that way you open it up, so that way you can get to the PDF, and then you download the PDF, and then that saves that on your system. So I'm going to go live for a minute and show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to my KW, and then oh, I'm in the region. Hold on. Let me switch out and get to the market center level. It's thinking. All right, in the market center level, my transactions, you're going to click, my marketing, you're going to click my marketing, and here it's where you can create marketing materials. So we'll click to create marketing materials. And it thinks. And when we come in to create marketing materials, we have two options, marketing materials and saved pieces. So if this is the first time you're going to do this, you're going to go to marketing materials, listing and buyer presentations. And when you click that, there are your listing presentations. And there's pre-listing as well, listing presentation. Click listing presentation, and here are the options, a team version and a regular version. So this is what we just went through in the manual. Okay. And I'm sorry that the bell keeps ringing every time someone joins the group. I'll get that off in the next session, next time, before I do the next recording. So here, the listing presentation, you can have a team version or a regular individual version. So I click that presentation, and here's where you can actually create, edit. You click create, edit. Here's where you can create your listing presentation. Now you can use this if you want. I haven't used this yet because I haven't taken the time to update my presentation. I just used my old presentation that I had prior to eEdge, and I use it in PDF form. So this thing goes through and it gives you some little tips to read while it's loading. Once it's done, it'll have a link here to start editing, and I click there. And as you roll over, you can see that these images are highlighted where the information is what you would change. So I can change this image if I want. I can scroll down. I can change the client name. I can change compliments of if it's not for me. If it's my team, I might put the team name. I can change the information that's here. And I can go through, if I click on it and change it, then I just modify whatever I want to modify. If I'm copying and pasting, you have to Control V and Control C, because this editor doesn't like the copy and paste. It'll go to Silverlight when you right click. So you're Control P, Control V, V like Victor, to copy and paste. And then once you're done with page 1, up here you go to page 2, and then you see what page 2 has and what you might want to modify on page 2. Go to page 3, and then it'll keep scanning to all the pages. Here on here you can see how many pages there are in this document. So you can add things to your presentation and make it specific for your client or specific for your team. And once you're all done, when you get all of these things done that you want edited on this particular presentation, you can add your testimonials. They're written in Latin if you have people that speak Latin. But you can add your testimonials, you can add everything. So make sure you edit this before you send it to your client. So that is the whole presentation. Once it's done, then up here at the top, you're going to click to, let me see if I can get, I was trying to get this smaller so you can see. You're going to click to exit or save. Now I'm going to click save here. If you exit, it's going to ask you, I'm going to save as, and it's going to ask me save as what, and I'm going to put, let's say, my address, 1234 Maureen Legis Street, Bradenton. So I'm going to save it as my listing presentation for that property address and click save. Sometimes it thinks for a little bit. Now once it's done, it'll ask me, do I want to keep editing? or do I want to exit the editor? When I'm completely finished, I can exit the editor. If you only edit part of it, want to come back to it tomorrow, you can exit the editor. It'll save what you did. Then it'll say, are you sure? Did you preview? Are you sure you want to exit? Yes, I do. I do want to exit. So it'll take me back out, and it'll give me my two options again, which would be marketing material and saved pieces. So under saved pieces, I have 1234 Maureen Legas Street, Bradenton, and there it is. So now that I've got it completed, once, it might take you a few days to complete that. Once it's completed, when you come into, let me go back here for a minute to show you. When I sign into my KW, here's my marketing. Click the plus sign, create marketing materials. And see, it's going to drop you in the marketing materials tab. It's highlighted in red. So we're here. Since we already edited that, I'm going to click on saved pieces, and that highlights that in red. And right here, I'm going to go save pieces. I could have saved postcards, newsletters, whatever they are. I'm going to go to listing and buyer presentation, and here are my saved listing and buyer presentations. And here is the one that I want, 1234 Maureen Legas Street in Bradenton. I'm going to click that, and it's going to allow me to preview it, edit it some more, desktop print, order printing, or delete. I'm going to go to desktop print because I want to keep a PDF version of this. And once I'm here, it's going to ask me, do you want to order printing or do you want to open the PDF? Well, I want to open the PDF. So it's going to take a few minutes because it's 20 pages long. So it's going to wait a few minutes while we get this to open. And it's thinking. So this is only one way to create the listing presentation, and I'm going to show you another couple of ways to do that. And it's thinking. Does anyone have any questions at this point while the system's thinking about creating this? Okay. And for those of you who just joined us, I am recording this, and so I'll get the recording and this manual that I'm using for this. I'll make sure that's on the intranet in all of the offices as well. Okay. It's still thinking. So it does take a minute. This is good because then you don't have to worry when it's taking this long for you that you did something wrong. It takes a little bit of time. All right, so now it says your preview is ready to download it. So I'm going to click to download. It's almost 6 meg, so it's big. I'm going to click to download it. And on my computer, I'm using Chrome. It downloads it here. It tells me when it's done. I open it, and here is my presentation. Now, I haven't updated this. It's just the one I'm using for the class here. But see, there's a lot of great information. Now, some of you who have gone through the 443, the olden days, it was prior to Ignite, some of these pages might look familiar to you. Let me go back here. There was a page that I used here for the that shows the seller that anything above market value becomes dangerous because we lose the percentage of buyers. Anything just at market value or below is where we gain the most buyers. So these kind of reports were available when we were in 443. They've kind of updated them here. All right, so that's the presentation. Once we have this presentation, I'm going to save it as a PDF. And where am I going to save it? I can put it on the desktop. And I'm going to call that 1234 Maureen Legas, just so I know, Street, Bradenton, listing presentation. So I have that now, and it's saved on my desktop. So I can, well, it's not saved yet. It's thinking. It's big, so it's thinking. Once I'm done with that, I can go back and close out the My Marketing and go back to my KW. So I'm through with the My Marketing piece. Okay, so now we have a PDF that's a listing presentation. So let's go back to the listing presentation. Here's what we just went through. We went to Create Marketing, Listing and Buyer Presentations, went to the listing presentation in eEdge, found the one we wanted, either a team or an individual. Then we edited it. We went in and made the changes to all the pages. And then we saved it as a file, exited the editor, and said, yes, we're going to exit the editor. And then we found it under My Saved Pieces under the Listing Buyer Presentation. We found that. And then we went to Desktop Print in order to open the PDF. We opened the PDF, clicked the download, and we downloaded that file, and we saved it on our computer. Okay, so that's one way. Also, in my KW, that listing presentation, similar to the 443 class, that listing presentation is under Marketing, Market My Business, and Listing Presentations. That is there. So let's go look at that. And then what we would do would download the new listing presentation, and then you can modify that on your computer. So if I come here under Marketing and click Market My Business, you can get to it through eEdge My Marketing, or you can get to it here under Marketing, Market My Business, and then Listing Presentation. There we go, Market My Business, Market to Seller, Listing Presentation right here in the middle. When I click that, and there's some other files here that you might want to use as well. Here's the listing presentation, fully customizable, download new listing presentation. I click that. And it's downloading it here on Chrome. And I click to enable editing. And then here as well, you can modify, change the slogan. Here's your listing presentation. You can come through and modify whatever you like, but it's the same format as the one that's in eEdge. And you can come in here in any place, make changes. So if that's easier for you. And once that's done, you will save it on your desktop, and you can print it. You can create a PDF printout of it. Okay? So right now it's not a PDF. So this is just editable. It's a PowerPoint, and you can edit it. All right, so that's the second way to find the listing presentation. Okay, minimize this and go back to the iPad. So again, went to Market My Listings, Listing Presentation, New Listing Presentation. Now, if you had 443 documents, facts about expired listings, getting your home in top selling condition, interest versus weeks on the market, you can also use those as well. And these are the documents that I use in my listing presentation. So you can pull those in and use them in this iPad listing presentation. Okay. Does anyone have any questions at this point? Okay, if on the Mac it doesn't open, has Microsoft 2008, didn't open the PowerPoint file, are you talking about this PowerPoint file here under the MyKW? Did it not open that one, or are you talking about in eEdge on that particular PowerPoint? Let me see here. Okay, I'm not sure about the Mac. I don't have a Mac. I actually do have a Mac. I haven't started using it yet. The eEdge is fine. On this one, it doesn't open as a Mac. Okay, I'm not really sure why. Then you would just use the eEdge. It's very similar. And you can contact support@kw.com and ask them if they have a version of this file that would work for your Mac. I don't really have a lot of Mac experience yet. I'm going to start working on that as well. Okay. And let me see here. All right, Nancy, you're wondering how to pull in the old 443, and I'm going to get to that next. But if you have your old 443 docs, you can use them. I'm going to work on showing you how to do that. So all of these, this is what I use for my system, 443. Okay, then once you get your PDF documents, okay, so what we're going to do, like a lot of these documents from 443 were Word documents. When we get to the section on your PDF printer, what I do is I open them in Word. So let me go to my file here and show you. I go to my documents, and I go to my listing documents, and here's where I have like facts about expired listings. So I would open this, and this is in Microsoft Word, and then in order to make it into a PDF, I'm going to print it to my PDF printer. And it changes it to a PDF printer. And then I print it, and it asks me where do I want to put it. And I just name the file as a PDF printer. And we're going to talk about PDF printers in a minute. But that's how I get these documents over into a PDF form for me to use. So we'll talk about PDF printers in just a second. Let's go back to the presentation. This is going to because I use, again, I'm using the free PDF printer, it's going to put an ad up there, which I don't care about. I deal with the 45 seconds of ad so that I can have the free printer. So the 443 classes, you can include those in your iPad listing presentation if you convert those to PDF, and we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so now I have all my PDF documents, and I start saving them in order. So my home cover sheet, I label A. B, my welcome letter. C, KW history. D, the IMAP record for that property. E, getting your home in top selling condition. F, 10 steps to selling your home. Now, if you decide to use the listing presentation that you created in eEdge, then what you would do you'd probably just have A. Or if you use the listing presentation, you can add like a page to the beginning. Let me go back up here. In the very beginning of the presentation, it starts with delivering your 10 plus experience and so on. About me, you might want to have a letter ahead of this. You might have A, your home information cover sheet, B, a welcome letter, the KW history, and then D is your presentation. But whatever it is, you would label your documents in one area. So I actually go to my client. Let's see. I go to my sellers, and then let's say I go to one of my seller sites, and in the seller site I have a file called listing presentation, and here is where I have all of the files that I'm going to use in their presentation. And see, I had S for sold cover sheet, but I have sold condos this year, the IMAP for a condo, the IMAP for the next condo, so I have SA, SAA, AB. So I label them such that they'll pull in the proper order when I put them into the system that'll turn all of these PDF files into one PDF file. All right, so that's the labeling part. Is everyone clear on what I'm doing to label them? So the header, like sold homes would be the header, but they would show sold condos this year, and then I put the IMAP record for each one of them, and then a pricing cover and pricing information, and then trends and all the trend information. So I do sub-alpha letters, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to K, and then testimonials is KA. Then L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, and then RA. Then S, SA, and then sub. So everyone get that. So that's what we have to do, is label them properly. Okay. And then once they're labeled, then I'm going to use dotloop. So let me go back for a minute to talk about the tools. So the tools we need are an iPad, which we talked about we have. Your eEdge marketing, so we talked about where the listing presentation is in eEdge. Your MyKW, where you can pull other listing presentations or other documentation. And now we're going to dotloop. So dotloop is actually the tool I'm going to use to pull all of these PDF files together to create one PDF file that I'm going to drop into Dropbox and present on my iPad. I'm also going to give my client the link to that Dropbox file. So now we're at the dotloop section. Okay. You see, I should have remembered the page. All right, so I'm at dotloop. I'm going to go to My Transactions and go to Transaction Home and create a loop. Once I create a loop, I'm going to create a listing loop because this is a listing presentation. I'm going to put the property address in the listing loop, click Continue, and then I'm going to skip all the other stuff. I'm going to skip forms, I'm going to skip clients, I'm going to skip the loop manager, I'm going to skip everything, and I'm going to get over to that listing loop summary for that property address, and I'm going to upload all of my PDFs in order, and then I'm going to have them all in order. And then what I'm going to do is select all of them in order and open them as a PDF. That'll open them all as one PDF file, everything selected. And then there's my file. All right, so let's go try that. So I'm going to go back to my KW. So now at this point we have all of our listing presentation in a PDF file. So I'm going to come over to My Transactions right in the middle of the page, click the plus sign, and I'm going to go to Transaction Home. Maybe. It's slow. I'm on my home computer. I'm thinking the internet speed is fast, but it seems to be taking a little time today. See, it says waiting for dotloop. Oh. Well, I can sing a tune for you while we wait, although that would be pretty frightening. Does anyone have questions while we're waiting? This downtime is a good time to throw questions in.
Serves as a virtual office.
There, it gives me my video. But if you have questions, type them in the box and we'll try to get to those. So now I'm on my dotloop system, and right here on the right side it's Create Loop. So I'm going to click Create Loop, and then I'm going to create a listing loop. And then I'm going to put the street address. I might have already used this street address for all the training. I'm going to put the whole word street. Okay. And then I'm going to click on Continue. And then again, we don't care about forms. We're just creating our listing presentation. I'm going to skip it. It's thinking. Thinking, skip. It should be much faster than this. Might be everybody following along today. Remember, type in any questions you might have during these downtimes and I'll get to them. Technology is great, isn't it?
There are two ways you can add a client.
Okay, and I'm going to skip the client. Now the reason I use dotloop is all of the other tools that I found that would let you take one PDF file, or actually multiple PDF files, and turn them into one PDF file cost money. So I didn't want to use those. I wanted to use something that didn't cost me any money, so I had to come up with a solution. And dotloop does that. You can put in multiple PDF files and then open them up as one. And that was the goal, is to have one PDF file to bring over to my clients. I'm going to skip this loop manager. So far everything has been free, which is good, except the iPad. Still thinking. It really is not usually this slow. I wonder if they're doing updates on the system today. All right, and once we get through this loop manager, we're going to be at the summary record where we can add our PDFs. Okay, so here we are, the listing loop summary. It is my property address, and here's the button down here that says upload PDF. So the first thing I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to go find my PDF files that I want to upload to the system. Okay, it's got to set up the screen for me. So I click to choose file, and I'm going to go to this client where I already did a listing presentation so you could see. And I'm going to go to the listing presentation file where I stored everything. I'm going to start in alphabetical order. So A is my home cover, open. Add another file. I go get B. Add another file. I go get C, and I do this in order. Add another file. I go get D, and I do all of the files in order, exactly as I needed them. Once I'm done with my files, I click to save and continue. And what it's going to do is saving these files, it's going to save them separately, but when I open them, I'm going to open them as one file. So when you finish this and you see there's 4 files, it'll confuse you for a minute until you remember that I said that they're going to be separate until you open them as one file. This gives you a good insight into other ways to use dotloop. I use it for my contracts. I use it to get modifications signed for listings. Sometimes the banks accept the electronic signature, sometimes they don't. So then I just print out the forms and have them signed over top. But at least I was able to get the offer into the bank and started in time. So that's something, even if the banks won't accept, you could start the process that way and then get them to sign manually. All right, it's still thinking. Good thing I only picked 4 files and not all of them today. When I did this presentation for this client with probably 30 files, to upload it like this, it probably took me about 2 minutes. It really is not that slow. It could be slow here because I've had a lot of stuff on my computer today and I didn't reboot before I started this, and maybe that's what's slowing it down. So hopefully it'll pop up here. What I can do, I don't want to stop it. I was going to switch over to the listing loop where I did the presentation to show you. Let's give it another minute. If it doesn't come back, then I'll go show you the one that I've already done. Let me see if it'll work faster this way. If I click on my listing loops, so once you do this, you upload the PDFs. Maybe it's not going to let me do that either. When you upload your PDFs, then it will keep them stored in your listing loop for you. Still thinking. And then my listing loops, I'm going to go find the one that see. Now I don't know where it went. Let me see. Let's see if this one's done. Okay, so I uploaded A, B, C, D, and it's done. It brought them in here, and they're 4 separate documents. And here's where I uploaded, and it brought them in. Then I'm going to click the top here, and it's going to select all of the documents, and I'm going to open them as a PDF. And this is where it converts them from 4 PDFs, or however many you have, to 1 PDF. So down here in Chrome, it opened at the bottom. And when I come in now, I have all 4 documents as one document. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save as a PDF, and I'm going to save it in my Dropbox, maybe. Let's see if I can find Dropbox. My documents. Where is my Dropbox? It's network, computer, libraries. No. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it on my desktop for now, and I'm going to say listing presentation for 1234 Maureen Legas Street. Save it on my desktop. And then what I'm going to do is go over to my Dropbox file, and I have a file called Listing Presentations, and I have the names of the clients. So I'm going to make a new folder here for 1234 Maureen Legas Street. That's my property. And then I'm going to find my file here, listing presentation on my desktop, right here. And I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go put it in my folder. All right, so there's my folder, and this folder will have a link. It's going to download it. We'll have a link to this folder, and you can give your client the link to that folder. So I go over to Dropbox. Now you have to install Dropbox. It's free on all of your devices, your phone, your iPhone, your iPad, your computer, and Dropbox is there. And then I come down to my listing presentations, and 123 Main Street, see there's a link here. I'm going to share the link. I'm going to get the link. I can email it, but I get the link. It's copied to the clipboard. And then when I send this to my client, I'm going to send them, I'm going to open up my email, and I'm going to send them a copy of the link to their Dropbox folder. Now I could do it that way, or I could say, open your listing presentation. I can type an email and then put this link, and I can click and drag and save that, and then insert a hyperlink and paste it there. Click OK, and then it makes this hyperlink. See, if I roll over, you see it's the same one on those words, so it doesn't have to be ugly. I can say thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. Please click, and I send this after the link below to view your listing presentation. So I send this after. I don't give them the presentation until I've had a chance to review it. All right, let's go back here to the listing presentation. So here it is. This one was 71 pages. And then I dropped it into a PDF file and put it into Dropbox. So here's this link. I'm going to copy it. Let me see if I can copy it for everybody. To create a Dropbox account, then I get a little bit more space for doing that. Type message here. All right, so hopefully everybody got that. If you look in your question box, you should have that link that will give you, let me know if it came to you guys, the link in there to click on to open a Dropbox account. All right, let me see if we have any questions so far. Okay, so no questions at this point. So if you already have Dropbox, then you go to Dropbox.com and sign in, and that's what I was showing you here. This is Dropbox.com, and those are my Dropbox files. And then you create the file. I just keep everything under listing presentations, and then the different listing presentations that I have done in Dropbox. So now you get out your iPad. Now I don't have the ability to show you the iPad here, but if you get out your iPad and you open up Dropbox on your iPad, it's there because Dropbox is shared between all your devices. When you download Dropbox, that's, in fact, let me go here to YouTube. Install Dropbox on my iPad. Now, if you don't use YouTube, YouTube has anything and everything that you would want to know. So Dropbox iPad, install an overview, demo, how to download and install Dropbox. Everything's here on YouTube, so if you have any questions about that. Okay, so giving a copy to your seller, I mentioned you go to Dropbox, you go to your listing presentations, the seller at the end, you roll your mouse over, share a link, click to get the link, and then that's the link you use to give to your client. All right, does anyone have any questions yet? I have just a few more slides left. Can you not hear me? Linda says the audio is gone. Does anyone else have any audio issues? Because it's showing here that my speakers are working. Can anyone else not hear me? Okay. Okay, everybody's good. All right. All right, so that's how you give a copy to your seller. Now, PDF printers, you can just Google, if you don't have a PDF printer, Google free PDF printers. A lot of people use this one called Cute PDF. I use PDF 995, and you just click to download. Let me go back here and Google search free PDF printer. And there's different ones here, PDF, Cute PDF. I use this PDF 995. Click that. And then you would have to install, there's two parts. There's the printer and then, let me see here where it says the printer and PDF 995 Suite. Let's see. PDF 995. So you would download, I usually go to, let me see here, I download from CNET, here, PDF, download from CNET, that's where I usually go, and download now the PDF printer, PDF 995. This is Bullzip PDF, any of these ones are fine. So you just download a PDF printer, and then how you use it is, let's say you're in a document and you want to print it. You go to File and you go to Print, and it's going to ask you where you want to print it from. I want to print it from my PDF printer. It'll show up as a printer on your screen. So you click that, and then you click print, and it'll come out as a PDF. All right? So you need a PDF printer, and the reason you need that is if you type, let's say you type a letter to your client, or you do a cover letter. This is all going to be in a Word doc, and you have to print this and create a PDF before you can upload it to your dotloop system. So that's what you need the PDF printer for. Okay. So any questions? Does everyone feel comfortable that you could do this? Now, it's all for free. There's companies. Now, I saw, let me go here. Yesterday, I did a search for, where's my bookmarks for? I did a search, and I found creating, where is it? Custom iPad listing presentation PowerPoint. So I click on this, and it shows me that they will create a custom listing presentation for you for, how much is it? I don't know how much. Let me see. They'll create it for $300. So they'll create a custom presentation for your iPad for $300. But see, you could do this for free. So this could be a backup career for you. You could do it for other people for $250. Be a $50 savings. But this presentation here, they'll do for you for money. So you can search and people can create it for you, but you can do this on your own for free. And it really doesn't take that much, especially if you have files from 443 that you used to do listing presentations. They're already there. You just have to convert them to PDF and upload them to dotloop. So that's very simple. Okay, any other questions? I'm going to show you here the next two webinars that were scheduled. I smushed them all into this week because I had to change up some things with family reunion, and then my husband is still in the hospital, so hopefully he'll be coming home by Wednesday, and so I had to change up some stuff here. So on Wednesday, I'm going to do a presentation on YouTube in your business, creating a channel and using YouTube. And then on my regular Thursday, because everything should be on Thursday anyway, my regular Thursday is using Twitter for your business. And Twitter is one of the tools that you use to increase your SEO. And I'll show you how to do that, and that's Thursday. These class links for the class are in, should be in the calendar. Let me go back over here and show you. If you go to your calendar, is it still on the front page anywhere? On your calendar, this is Market Center, Intranet. So should be here somewhere. View the calendar. And on the 27th, it should have, that's morning, you should have, that's the, nope, they're not showing up here. All right, they should be on your calendar. If not, I'll get the front desk folks to put them on the intranet calendar or send you out links to this. If you've not friended me on Facebook, I usually stick the link on there before the webinar starts. I send it out to the local offices, so friend me on Facebook if you haven't done that. All right, let's check questions here. Okay. No, Nancy asked if you could put the PDF files together without using eEdge or dotloop. See, that's the thing. You can, but you have to buy something to do that. I didn't see any other way to do it without paying for a product that combines PDFs. So that's the way that I found to do it for free. But there are products out there that you can buy to do that. Okay, so you already have a Dropbox. When you hit the link should go directly to your Dropbox. I'm not sure. You can try that to see if it goes to your Dropbox. But if you already have a Dropbox link and set up on your iPad and your laptop, whatever you use, then you should be fine. You should start just using that Dropbox system. If you don't have Dropbox, you can use the link to set up an account. Okay. Yes, that's right. Linda says Adobe Acrobat can combine the PDFs, but that costs money, and Adobe gets pretty costly. And thanks for the well wishes. My husband had a ruptured appendix, and it wasn't the best thing, so he's in until they can get the antibiotics taking care of that. So we're hoping, the doctor said maybe tomorrow, but I'm thinking Wednesday he'll be home. So he's a little crabby in that hospital. They don't get much sleep. They get crabby, so that's really pleasant. All right, so if no other questions, I will get this recording. Hopefully it recorded properly. I'll get that up on the intranets for you. And then that's really, if you come up with any other solutions, if anything seems better, share it with us, and then we can get everybody on board with any easier, faster ways to do this. But this was the best way that I found for no money to get your presentation on the iPad. All right? Thanks very much.